Today we have a special guest, the first interview of the offseason with Red Sox 2024 eighth round draft pick Conrad Cason. Conrad is a two-way player in the Red Sox organization as both a pitcher and I believe, well, last season it was just as DH, but I believe the plan is shortstop. Is that right, or have they not really set a direct position?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit. So it'll be we'll talk about during spring training and see
Hmm.
and see how everything goes with the arm and everything like that. But
Yeah,
uh, just waiting on getting back into everything and seeing how the body feels and all that stuff.
yeah. Yeah. So how are you feeling after the surgery? I know it's been a couple months, but it's a long process for you. I bet.
Yeah, this is week 11. Yeah, today actually marks week 11 since
Oh
I've had
wow.
surgery. So I feel, yeah, no, I'm feeling really good. So I appreciate you asking. But I can't complain. I've enjoyed it. The process, obviously, having surgery isn't fun,
Yeah.
but the process of getting your mind right, being able to watch a couple guys in the organization and a couple of other of my buddies doing well. It's been fun. Um, but I've started getting back into things, started working out again and doing some other things like that. So I've enjoyed it. But yeah, today marks 11 weeks, so I'm feeling real good. So I can't complain.
Oh, I honestly I still can't believe it's been that long since you broke
Yeah.
the news on Instagram.
Yeah, no. I know. I've kind of been tracking it on my phone and on my calendar and all those things, and I'm just looking back, at the first picture. Last week I went back to go see Dugas and just to go check in and some other things, and he said everything looks really good, so I was happy about that. But I brought it up to him. I was like, I can't believe it's been this long already. And so we kind of had a good laugh about that. But yeah, no, I can't believe it either. Been 11 weeks, so I'm looking forward to it. It's been a grind and a process of getting back and getting in the rehab room with Brian who I'm working with who's great at getting guys back from this, but I've enjoyed it. So
That's good to hear that it's going well for you. But sorry, not to jump back and forth, but obviously when you were in high school, you were a four-star athlete. Was there a certain point when baseball became that number one sport for you?
yeah, baseball probably took over for me in middle school. And for me, I like to say like baseball was always the number one, but I like to keep myself busy, so I ended up just playing a bunch of other sports. It also, in middle school and high school, you kind of just want to be around your friends as much as
Yeah.
possible and the guys who make you laugh and do all those fun things. So I kind of played, football and basketball and ran track for those reasons, just to keep me busy and really keep me in shape for baseball. But I only solely focused on baseball my sophomore year.
Oh, okay.
So I yeah, no, I played football my freshman year, and then I played baseball that year as well, obviously. And then my sophomore year, I just focused on baseball and kind of just hit the ground running from there. So
Yeah. So then, does that mean being from the Atlanta area, you're a Braves fan, or grew up a Braves fan, I should say, or?
yeah, I grew up a Braves fan. So whenever Freddie left, I cried a little bit.
Oh,
So that one was, I think that would have been my That was 22, so that would have been my sophomore year or junior year. But yeah, so when he left, I had a couple tears, and all that stuff, and especially when he returned. One of my buddies was at the game, so that was always pretty cool to see. And he took some pictures. He was in the front row, right on top of the Braves dugout, so that was sick. But yeah, saw the World Series games,
yeah,
and a couple other big moments and all the things like that. But grew up a Braves fan. So yeah, no, there were some good times
yeah,
and some bad times for sure in the childhood. Watching the Braves and watching the Falcons play and all that
yeah.
stuff. But now it's good. Go Sox. So
Yeah. No, but I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you're still a Braves fan at heart.
yeah,
It's hard. You grow up a fan of one team for so many years. But
yeah, for sure.
yeah. So would you say that like your hometown was a baseball town then? Because personally, like where I grew up, they were a football town, even though baseball was big with the Red Sox at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was both, honestly. I think it was probably more football,
Yeah.
just where I grew up. When I was a kid, little, I grew up and I was in the Buford area, so Buford, Georgia, Flowery Branch, Mill Creek, like
Hmm.
that area. So I lived up there. So that's big high school football, big
Okay.
college football, and but I mean, it's also at the same time, it's like we love Georgia baseball. We love all the surrounding baseball teams. We love SEC sports. So um, any sports team that was going on at the time, whatever season it was kind of big. But at the time, I'd say football probably took over
Yeah.
in my hometown, but baseball, basketball were right there just because all the high schools and stuff were super good, super competitive.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to think that I moved around a little bit, but kind of everywhere I moved, it was whatever season sport it was in. It was kind of that was the sport that we were rooting for and we were
Hmm.
cheering for. But so I would say it was pretty split.
I mean, honestly, living in Georgia, you guys are lucky because you had three professional franchises, and not to mention high school and college sports as well that do well every year. So you guys
100%,
always,
100%.
yeah. So you guys always had like someone to root for in the
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah. No, so it was always good. Is like growing up in Georgia. I mean, they're part of the big three for almost every sport,
Yeah.
especially at the high school level. 100% at the college level. You can't really say Georgia's out of it in any sport. And then obviously all the surrounding sports. You got Clemson, South Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Alabama, Florida. So kind of it's always fun growing up. Being a part of the big three, no matter what sport you're playing in high school or college.
Yeah. Uh, so, obviously you said you played all these different sports to spend time with your friends and to stay busy. Now that, you're a professional in the Red Sox organization, is there like anything you like to do on your off days?
Yeah, me personally, I like to like just be outside, so
Hmm.
walking around. Being in Fort Myers, you could just drive 15 minutes and the
Yeah.
beach is right there, whatever you want to do.
Hmm.
But yeah, off days kind of just like to chill. Really just go outside, watch Netflix. I'm a big Netflix guy, or what's ever hot on TV. But yeah, no, for me, I kind of just chill around, and watch Netflix or watch something like that.
All right. But yeah, no, but with Fort Myers, I know exactly what you mean. It's like all of a sudden you're driving down the highway, and next thing you know, there's an exit for Fort Myers Beach coming up, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, 100%, 100%. It's like you're driving down and there's probably nothing there,
Mhm.
because especially if you go south towards Naples, it's like you go too far south, you're in Alligator Alley and you
Yeah,
can't turn around for probably 50 miles. But yeah, no, Fort Myers is cool. It's a cool area. It's a fun community, and I was gonna say town, but downtown Fort Myers
yeah,
is cool with the bridge and the pier and everything like that. But yeah, Fort Myers is great, and you know. I enjoy it, so I can't
yeah,
complain.
yeah. The construction they've been doing by the beach. I went down there the year after the hurricane struck and ruined. They've done so much work on it. It's like night and day between the two now.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine what it was like because that year that was when Jupiter got canceled and all the things like that because the hurricane.
Hmm.
So I remember like seeing pictures of everything was underwater and all that stuff, but to see things now how everything's built out, there's still some like a little bit of damage
Yeah,
around the town or the city and all that stuff, but as a whole, it's really gotten on the up and up. So it's cool to see for sure.
yeah. So now just to turn it back towards baseball a little. Obviously, the plan next year, you're not gonna be throwing much because of the Tommy John surgery, all rehabbing and getting back. But is the plan once you're healthy and ready to get back into games to stay as a two-way player?
Yeah, hopefully we'll
Okay.
see. Kind of see how everything goes. I think the biggest tail, like I said, will be how I feel this off season, communicating
Yeah.
to some of our doctors and a couple front office people, and then also what does spring training look like?
Hmm.
Does spring training look like I can't throw a ball 80 miles an hour for
Mm.
60 feet 10 times in a row, or can I throw the ball 95 miles per hour 100 times in a row
Yeah.
during spring training? So we'll see how everything pans out and what happens. But I think that's what I'm looking forward to most is kind of sitting down, having those conversations with everybody, and seeing how we're feeling. Um, you know, Could it just be a season of focusing on one thing? Maybe could later in the season could I come back and hop on the high horse and be back on the mound? Spring training will tell, and as the year goes on and on, and time of date from surgery gets later and later, and I feel better and better throwing the ball. We'll see, but that's kind of what I'm looking forward to most coming this year in spring training and
Yeah,
all that fun stuff.
yeah. Because I won't lie, your professional debut as a pitcher was amazing. What was it? I
I
think you ended
appreciate
on
it.
5 straight strikeouts. I think it was.
Yeah, it was 2 innings, 5 strikeouts. It was one walk, I think, or something like
Yeah.
that. But it was a fun day. It was a good day. It was a good outing. I think I started with 5 straight strikeouts, and
Oh,
then I walked the one batter. Then I got a ground ball to I think the to end it or a pop fly or something like that. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was I loved it. It was electric. The environment was awesome, and all the guys down there in Fort Myers on that rookie ball team were amazing. You had some guys who ended up doing some great things this year, like Gonzo and D'Lo and a couple other guys like that too as well. So I'll be happy to see them again and give them some hugs, and some laughs about everything going on and talk to them about how it was, especially Gonzo who had a great year going up to Salem and struggling maybe his first 2 games, and then after that it was like he can't be stopped, and he goes up to high A and kind of does the same thing, and a couple of the other guys, especially guys who were injured as well, seeing them, it'll be good to talk about them about everything like that. But yeah, um, my pitching debut was great, and I loved it. And hopefully, I can get back to that whenever I come back, and I'll be rocking some more, and it'll be good to go.
I'm hoping once you feel healthy and both you and the organization say you're good to go, that you can just pick up right from that debut.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I wish I could have seen the highlights live, but from what I was reading, it went very well.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. So I appreciate that for sure. But it was 100% a super fun experience. Especially for first professional game. Um, I'll never forget that. I got my first professional strikeout ball, got my first professional hit ball. The very next game, my first at bat, get a pop fly hit over the third baseman. So that was fun. But yeah, so I got both of those balls sitting in my parents' room right now. So it was definitely an enjoyable time, and hopefully, whenever I come back, I can pick up right where I left off and hit the ground running.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously this year for spring training, it's going to be a little bit different, but like, is there like a little bit of a different mindset between entering your first spring training with the Red Sox, like not really knowing in a sense like what
Yeah.
the plan is to this season?
For sure. I think last spring training, I was the baby of the group, so I was still kind of teetering around, making sure I wasn't in the way of everything. Getting to know some guys and, building relationships out with the older guys and I say older guys, which is funny, but some guys who have been in the organization a while or even been in baseball for a while, building relationships with them compared to this off season or this spring training
Mhm.
where you kind of know everybody, you have relationships with everybody. There's still some guys you kind of want to build relationships with and get to know them, and things like that. But yeah, this spring training is going to be pretty clear. You know, get in, try and be as healthy as possible during spring training and kind of just see where the road takes me, and talking with everybody and working out and doing things like that. But really, the main focus of this spring training is staying healthy, getting on the field, making sure we didn't, digress in any areas during spring training when we wanted to improve. So this spring training would be a lot more clear and planned out compared to last year, where last year I was kind of, a flying leaf where I was trying to fit in here and there, wherever the wind would blow. But this spring training, it's going to be a clear line. It's going to be a straight line. So been talking to people, been having things planned out. So it'll be good this spring training, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah. All right. No, that's great to hear. And once again, like I said, hopefully, everything goes well for you with the remainder of your rehab.
For sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Like right now, I can tell you everything's been going well, on track, really ahead of schedule, but on track to be where I am and
Mhm.
get to throwing and starting all my programs and get to swinging a bat. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, no, I can't complain at all.
All right. And just kind of the last question, and I hope it's not really putting on the spot or anything, but it's just along the lines of growing up playing baseball. Like, was there anyone like player that was in the major leagues that like influenced you in a sense?
Yeah, a little bit. Being from Georgia, obviously Freddie. Like I
Hmm.
said,
Yeah.
it was super sad to see him go. Um, uh, Oh, I'm trying to think.
Oh, sorry.
No, 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 it's all good. I'd say Dansby, even though obviously I was a lot older. Um, when he was here and did everything like that. But seeing his highlights from Vandy, he gets drafted by the Diamondbacks and immediately gets traded to the Braves. It was cool because he's from Marietta, so
Mhm.
he in the off season, I don't know what he does anymore, but I know last year and the last couple of years, obviously he was in Georgia, so I actually saw him a couple of times, which was pretty cool. And I had one conversation with him, so it was good to pick his brain a little bit. And I watch his YouTube channel online, so it's always good to and fun like that. But some Braves guys, you got Jeter, obviously.
Oh.
Um, that's really it. Uh, Yeah, those guys for sure. Those are really it. Kind of inspired me to do some good things. I always like to say, like, when Bryce Harper was with the Nationals, he was always the villain, and he kind of
Uh,
switched it whenever he went to Philly, became
mhm,
kind of a hero, for us, younger generation Gen Z people.
mhm.
But yeah, those four guys for sure: Freddie, Dansby, Jeter, and Harper are kind of guys that I looked up to and liked
Uh,
watching when I was younger.
great selection of players. Honestly, I mean, you say like Harper, for your generation. I remember when he made his debut in 2012, and he was just one of the youngest players in the league, and just between him and Mike Trout for so many seasons, just
Yeah,
that conversation of which one is the better of the two, when really they're both two great future Hall of Fame players.
for
It's hard
sure,
to
for
have that.
sure. Yeah,
But
no, no, it was always good watching him. Those two guys. I think you can even really throw Mookie in there when he came
mhm,
up. So it was good to see those three guys, battle it out for sure. And watching them every day was super fun and things like that on YouTube or whatever it was. But yeah, no, it was cool watching them, grow up and to see them now, still killing it as they're vets and they know the lines. They're drawing them for their team, their leaders and their team and their organization. So it's good to see for sure.
mhm. All right. Thank you again for joining me today in this interview. It was a pleasure.
No, of course, I appreciate you
Yeah.
reaching out and we could definitely making this work. So I appreciate it for sure.
All right. Yeah. No. Thank you again, and have a great off season. And
Yeah, you as
yeah,
well.